Hello, my name is Mayuri Bhattacharjee. I'm a 2019 Ton Schouten Award winner and a climate duality leader trained in 2018. This presentation is really close to my heart due to a couple of things that I experienced a few weeks back. Which brings me to this image, my red water bottle. It is now a constant reminder that climate adaptation in the wash sector is a necessity, and here's why. On May 20th, 2020, it was another day in quarantine for most of the world. But super cyclone Amphan, it hit my state, West Bengal, and my city, Kolkata. For nearly 3 days, we were without electricity, running water supply, and mobile connectivity. Water flooded the ground floor of our house and submerged our water reservoir. And this is a photo of my left of my ground floor. When I looked at this photo later, I realized truly, climate crisis has entered my house. Soon after, I was dealing with a personal wash crisis post-cyclone. We were rationing a few things which we were never rationing before. When it came to drinking water, we rationed 550 ml of drinking water per person in a 24-hour period. When it came to sanitation and hygiene, we rationed 2.5 washroom trips in a 24-hour period for seniors in the house and 2 trips for me. And I was so glad I wasn't menstruating. For 56 hours, I felt I was living someone else's life and I wanted the nightmare to end. I'm privileged, so my nightmare ended faster, but that's not the case for them. Even after 16 days, this village in South 24 Parganas in West Bengal was submerged underwater. And similar or more terrifying nightmares are being predicted by science about my city and the world. According to the Coastal Risk Screening Tool by Climate Central, large parts of my city, Kolkata, will be submerged by the time I'm 60. So will wash systems be at risk? Definitely. But let's hold on more to that and now look into our oceans. This is a graph showing the number of ocean heat wave days which are increasing ever since 1900. So what does it mean for my city, Kolkata? Indian Ocean is the warmest among all the oceans. The Northern Indian Ocean, which comprises the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal, on which Kolkata is located, generate about 7% of the world's cyclones. This year, both Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal were about 1 degree warmer than normal in early May, and hence the conditions were conducive to increasing the strength of the cyclones. And this was a quote by Jayaraman Srinivasan, a scientist at the Indian Institute of Science. And below, you can see a satellite image showing a temperature anomalies in North Indian Ocean on May 19, a day before Cyclone Amphan made landfall. And there was a variation of more than 2 degrees in the Bay of Bengal on that day. So is it just about one ocean? Let's go back to 2017 to other part of the world. The United States. Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey crossed waters in the Gulf of Mexico that were up to 4 degrees hotter than normal. What it meant was generally hurricanes, when they approach land, they're supposed to decrease in intensity. But due to the warmer air and warmer waters, the hurricane only intensified and it wreaked devastation more than it would have wreaked in the past. So all these indicate one thing. This flooding, hurricanes, cyclones, and also droughts. It means one thing. Climate adaptation in the wash sector ceased to be a distraction a long time back. It's a necessity. And this is a meme I found on the internet, which I think captures this entire crisis more than what my words would capture right now. But let's shift gears a bit. Let me tell you a story from my region, a much more hopeful story. Well, we know about the adverse impact of the climate crisis on wash and how it affects women disproportionately, but this is not that story. I came across this group of women in the Sundarbans region, Delta region, and I call them the Climate Action Ninjas. This group of 50 women organized to fight against climate change in Sundarbans by forming a mangrove action committee. This group later on stepped up efforts to work on sustainable menstruation after realizing the harmful effects of disposable pads in their region. And now that Cyclone Amphan hit them, they are also showing leadership in relief efforts. Thus, they showed leadership within their means in their local community. Now, this leads me to think, can we rethink women's role to achieve climate adaptation in the wash sector? For this, I must really applaud IRC Washes. She Makes Change campaign in Orissa. The goal to train women to ensure they have the knowledge, confidence, and skills to advocate for the right to wash services and to participate in local government decision making. But I want to give another twist to it, and I want to step it up. From a gender and climate rights lens, I see potential in such organizing. I see this woman to step up to advocate for resilient wash services as their region Orissa is vulnerable to extreme weather events. But I also understand that the road to climate adaptation is full of challenges and it's not so easy. Some of the challenges could be lack of political will and political stability, cost implications on wash programs, and user behavior change, to name a few. But the ongoing COVID-19 crisis has brought focus onto the wash sector, and the importance of hand washing, access to water, and hygiene is being highlighted in popular discourse like never before. I think you must have seen, let me share my screen. I think you must have seen the number of hand washing challenge videos, and I have also done those on TikTok, on my recently opened TikTok channel. That was something I did during this quarantine. But all these developments, they make me really hopeful. I really believe this is our moment. I believe so more because for 56 hours, I felt helpless. I wasn't prepared as a citizen. My city wasn't prepared, and definitely our wash systems weren't prepared. So therefore, as a wash professional working in this area, I feel a personal responsibility after facing a crisis of my own. And this brings me to my favorite definition of leadership. Leadership is accepting responsibility for enabling others to achieve shared purpose in the face of uncertainty. And when it comes to uncertainty, these are the perfect times. Thus, I leave you with two questions. One, with the renewed focus on wash due to the pandemic, how might we envision our sector's future to provide leadership for tackling the climate crisis? Second question, what kind of partnerships should wash actors enter or facilitate to unleash the leadership of people to tackle the climate crisis? And this is where I leave you. I'm looking forward to the rest of the debate. Thank you so much. This is my Twitter handle, Mayuri Tejpur. Tejpur is my hometown where I was born in Assam. And I'm also running a campaign for women-friendly flood shelters in Assam. You can look at that in this link. Thank you so much from me and my red water bottle.